Hello, survivors! Fantastic Mr. Ghost here. And today... Whoa! Hey, you're supposed to die, not swing at me. Today, we're going over my favorite perk tree, Agility. Let's get started. Welcome to my horde base of doom. Whoa. Alright, enough screwing around. Let's get to the Agility, folks. Let's take a look at the actual perks here under Agility. And like I said, it's one of my favorite, but it's kind of tough in a sense because I like Perception. I wish they had the sniper rifle under this particular tree here because it would make so much sense. You know, as a sneaky assassin, you're going to be, hiding. But I think they're like, well, you're a ninja, so yeah, you gotta have a knife for close contact. You sneak up behind your enemies. Well, they changed the way sneak is now, so it's a lot tougher to get, I think, closer up. So I haven't tested anything with the, close quarter combat. I haven't done a full playthrough of the sneak changes in 1.1, but I can imagine that this is going to be a little bit trickier because the zombies now wake up. It's like an RNG. They might wake up, they might not. So under this particular tree, we have Archery. And it kind of falls short when you're, like Horde Knights and stuff. Because, you got to load the arrow, knock the arrow or whatever. And with the compound bow and the crossbow, it takes forever to load that, even when you're highly perked. But Archery is really powerful when you're going into POIs. You get a 200% sneak bonus damage on top of all the other perks you can get. And we'll get into that stuff in a second. All right, let's talk about Gunslinger. This perk is really important for guns because they're kind of weak as it is, especially the pipe and the pistol. So this one here, you get the 10% more damage, 5% faster fire rate, and 10% faster reload with handguns. Eventually you get the Bandolier mod, which I'll showcase in a minute, or when we get to it. So you really need to get a point into this. And also, you find more handgun parts and 9mm in loot. The next rank is it's just a buff from the first rank here. But then the third, remember, number 3 is always you get some goodies. And this one is 5 successive hits in a short time, causes critical damage. And then it goes down from there. And of course, you get more buffs, the faster fire rate, reload faster. The critical shot, it's 4 now, and then you get 100% extra damage on that. So you go from just critical damage to 100% extra if you get 3 shots in a row. Then they decrease it to 3 successive hits in a short time, causes the last shot to do 100% extra damage, which is the same as this one. So it's 4 100%, and then it is 3 at 100%. And you get 25% faster rate, fire rate, 30% faster reload, and then the critical damage thing. So, guns are really weak without this perk. So if you're going to go into an Agility character, you should really stick to handguns, get the magazines, get your guns in order. Once you get up to that SMG and the Desert Vulture, I say Eagle because I think it used to be called Eagle, but I think the real gun is a Desert Eagle. They changed it to Vulture as a little funny thing. So, yeah, you really got to perk into this in order to make handguns viable for POI, going into POIs and even Horde Knights, especially with the SMG, because you're in a weaker situation here. You don't have an M60 in this case. So if you're going to go with Agility and no other guns, you really, really got to focus on Gunslinger. Archery is nice for POIs and sneaking. They're not really effective, like I said, in Horde Knights. The knives will help you save ammo in the daytime. Not really effective in a huge zombie Horde Knight, especially when you get tougher zombies. So you really need that SMG to do crowd control. So Gunslinger is very important. Now, the knife is crap until you get to the machete. You got to get all the way to the end in order to make some damage, as you saw from the beginning. I can whack. I'm not even perked into anything. And a level 6 machete just destroyed those Arlenes. Now we have some really good perks here. Run and gun, hip fire accuracy improved. And then you've got movement penalty when reloading is 30%. That is huge. That's life and death right there. And it goes up to 60%, and then no movement penalty. That's insane. So you could be running and reloading without any problems. So run and gun is really good for those moments when you're, have a bunch of zombies coming at you. And of course, medium armor, no brainer. Now, the assassin armor, let's get into my god mode here because I got a flute. The assassin armor, we'll go over that in a second, is medium armor. So you want to talk about a powerful build, this is it. And then we have parkour. And parkour, it can be considered almost trivializing zombies because you can jump so high up. You can jump up and over things. Zombies are like, what? Where'd you go? So you can get out of a fight so easily with parkour. But you do have to perk in at least 2 on parkour. 3 is the magic number on a lot of these perks here. If you got 1, 2, 3, yeah, you're going to see benefits at all stages. But a lot of these things, a lot of these perk trees, if they have 4 and 5, perk number 3 is the sweet spot. That's where you start to feel it, And need I say anything about Hidden Strike? Oh my god. Sneak attacks, extra damage, 50%, 100, 150, 200, and 250. If you don't take this in any build, like let's say you're doing a heavy armor, you could pop down and sneak and have some kind of ranged weapon. You can carry a ranged weapon, whether you're doing a heavy armor build or any build for that matter. And let's say you got a bow on you, whop. And now, of course, you have to max this out, but just imagine just 1 point is 50. Hidden Strike. You can throw a point in Cutthroat and 50% damage when you're sneaking. And that's across the board, no matter what you're doing. So Hidden Strike is really insane. And then we got the From the Shadows here. And this one here is muffling your movement, sneak movement faster. And then the enemy search. Now, they did kind of mess with that with 1.1 when they rebalanced the sneaking. So the zombies are more aware of you now, And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just adds a little more challenge. You have to change the way you're approaching the game now. So I kind of like it. It's a neat little challenge. And the Fun Pimps always change stuff. They're always throwing something in there, and you're going, what? What the hell happened here? It's almost like the zombies are evolving on you. So, always, and one of the things that they've done recently is the screamers. Now, I'm not currently in a playthrough right now where I'm on 1.0 for my current playthrough. I haven't updated, but I do update to 1.1 and I downgrade for whatever I'm doing. Depends on what I'm doing. So I can pick what version I'm on very easily through Steam. So I'm on 1.1 to demonstrate what's going on now. But for my playthroughs, I go down to 1.0. I don't want to change right now. Now, From the Shadows is pretty important, even more now, because the zombies will find you. So we have here the search, yeah. And then we got 40 seconds, 30 seconds, 25, and 20. Now, hide in the shadow, 65% more effective versus 13. So everything, obviously everything goes up. So when you're in the darkness, you're going to be very undetectable, obviously. So all around, Hidden Strike plus From the Shadows is amazingly powerful. Now, you have to obviously level up agility here in order to get these perks moving along. And every time you level one of these up, you can go higher over here. Now, what I like about agility is that there's nothing here that I don't want. However, there are things that you do want, like under Fortitude, I want Iron Gut and Cardio. So, and Pain Tolerance, of course, too. So for a general purpose overall build, character build, you do get the 1 point free. We got Fortitude 1 of 10. So that means you can toss a point when you're ready in Iron Gut. In fact, I usually put a point in Iron Gut hour 1. As soon as I finish all those tasks, boom, Iron Gut, done. Pain Tolerance is a good one to have early on too. So after that, I just start focusing on whatever perk tree that I'm working in. Okay, so that being said, let's go through some gear here. And let me tell you, there is so much crap in this tree. It's insane. We've got the bone knife, the hunting knife, the machete. Then we have 5 versions of a bow. You know, basically a shooting stick with a point on it. We've got the primitive bow, which you're stuck with for some time. And then eventually what you have to do is read the books to get the wooden bow. Well, you read the books or magazines until you get, the different primitives. But these move pretty quick, fairly, Once you perk one point into archery, then you start seeing the books more frequently. And also knife guy. So the knives, if you want to progress quick, put a point in each one of those, the knives and the bows, so that you can start getting the parts and start getting the books and things. So wooden bow, then we've got the compound bow, the iron crossbow, and then compound crossbow. So you've got 5 levels of these things. It's insane. So you start off with 30 range damage. I would never make a primitive bow level 6, so I just skip that one. Usually what I'll go is 1, 3, 5. If I feel like I can handle it, I'll do a 2, because you do get that extra, damage. If you're playing on really tough settings, you really have to kind of progress along. But you don't want to waste a legendary part on a 6 here. So we got 38.3, and the big thing here is 200% sneak damage. That is the key behind the bow. And then we got the wooden bows here, 42.2, and on up to 55.8. I would skip this one, level 6. Now you're up to 64.2, and again, 200% sneak damage. And then you're up to 81.3. At this wave, at this stage of the game, I would say it's okay to do a compound bow level 6. By now, you probably have enough resources and a couple legendary parts that you can spare. I think that would be a decent craft for that. The iron crossbow, what I like about this particular weapon, as well as the compound crossbow here, these don't have any arrow drop that I know of. I mean, they have a range. Obviously, you can see the effective range is 25 on this here. Let's see what these are. That's 30. So on the velocity, that's another one you want to look at. 56 there, 56, 35. It stays the same. This is 35. Okay, so the effective range stays the same. The projectile velocity is faster, and the durability goes up, of course. So range damage, 105 on that. So the compound crossbow being 80, that's 86, and also 105. So obviously you want to work towards the compound crossbow. But the downfall of all these bows here is the speed of the rate of fire. And it's pretty crap. In fact, they don't even list it here. No rate of fire. So you're at the mercy of reloads, aiming, and shooting. But these are great for going into POIs, but forget it for Horde Knights. And yes, they do have the explosive arrows and stuff. In fact, let's take a look at the arrows here. So obviously you're going to start off with the stone ammo here, stone arrow. And then you'll start to find iron arrows and loot, maybe the tips. You have to craft. Well, you have to forge and then craft these here. I can't remember if, I think you need the tip and then wood and feathers or polymers. I think when you get to the steel arrow, it's polymers now. And look at this now, target armor reduction. So when you have the iron arrow, just throw away your stone arrows once you find these. Do not bother with stone arrows anymore because of that target armor reduction. And the steel arrow is minus 50. Now they have a flaming arrow. You could use these on Horde Knights, maybe on a group, but I never really found them very effective. And the explosion ones are okay, but I find that they seem to hit a wall and they don't really have an area effect. I was on a Horde Knight, a 64 zombie Horde Knight with pretty much all radiated, I was like day 200 or something like that. And I swear I was like launching these things, into the crowd, and it was like they were tanking it. So eventually when your hordes get way out there, of course I was doing a crazy horde, amount. For an 8 zombie horde, you might be fine with these, So all bets are off when you start increasing the zombie Horde Knights and, making it more tougher. But for an 8 zombie Horde Knight, I think you're fine with these particular weapons here. Oh, and the base that I made here, before I forget, I had a 500 blocks, so we're looking at 300 and is it 38? 338 blocks to build this. So not too shabby. I changed it to light so you can see it a little better. We'll go over this briefly, but you can use this base for any particular Horde style. Whatever you're rocking, doesn't matter. So I've the last video I did, which I'll try to remember to link up in the upper right corner, I've done 3 now: strength, perception, fortitude, and now we're doing agility. The last one will be intelligence. So I've got a little variation here. I've got a ladder. It's a ladder up. The zombies love taking ladders. And now, then when you start to see dogs, I have this here. I didn't want to build it because it's not a big deal. But you can do a 40. This is a 45 ramp. But I'm finding the 45s, the dogs and the zombies, they don't really like it. So they start smacking it. So there are other ramps that are gradual. I think there's 30%, but it's 2 pieces. So here it is, wedge 60 and wedge 60 tip. That's what I'm talking about. And that may be better for a grade on a base. Oops. If you hit R, it goes back. That was pretty cool. Somebody had that in one of their videos. And now we got the tip here. So we go. I wish when you clicked it, it would go. And I always forget to right click, not left click. So what you could do is you have to make this here. We'll go copy shape and rotation there. Drop down, go there. And then you have to R, copy shape rotation, put it on. And then you got to copy this one, and you just rinse and repeat. This is why I didn't do it. So you can see the grade is much more, it's less of a grade. So the zombies and the dogs will, be able to run up. But you're going to have a long run of this. So not that it's a problem, but like I said, I've found that the dogs and the zombies tend to not like these. They'll get frustrated and they'll start smacking them. And then the dogs will, when they break a block, the dogs won't be able to get up because they're dumb and they don't know how to climb. So, but I'm going to test this out eventually here, the 60 grade. Okay, so let's go over here. We've covered the weapons and the ammo and all that now. And I'm going to toss that in there. So now we've got guns. Yeah, we got tons of guns. The pipe pistol is basically no better than a pea shooter. I don't even bother with this thing. So I think the best strat is you definitely need to perk into it to be able to get the better weapons under agility. But I go with the machine gun in the beginning because at least I have a faster rate of fire and a bigger magazine. Like this is 6, takes forever to load. Now I do make them because if I find 9mm, I'm going to use it. It's great for just popping off a couple zombies at a distance. You got to be careful, don't get too close, And then we got the pistol, which, of course, you find in toilets and stuff and the various loot. This one's decent. It holds its own. So we're at about 37, and the 5 is 33. So a 5 can deal some damage. Not too bad. Just the loading sucks. And of course, when you perk in, you get faster loading under the agility tree there. And then you got a level 5 pistol here for 44. That is not very good at all. And then the one that I always forget about, the Magnum, 65 at a level 1 versus 44. Now, I think this one unlocks before the SMG and the Desert Eagle is last. But we can look at that. So what we could do is go into our perks here. And you go under crafting skills. Now, handguns. So the pipe pistol, as you can see, goes up to, it's 1, 2, blah, 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 blah. When you hit 11, you start to be able to make the pistols. Then you get the 44 Magnum at level 26. The SMG is so late, and then the Desert Eagle starts to unlock at 71. So my suggestion is that if you want to do this one here, I think this one, 5% better. the Daring Adventurer. Gain access to better trader items. So what that means is it increases it by 1 level. So if you're in the world getting level 2, the trader should have level 3. But the trader is random, so you got to keep checking every 3 days. You got to be really diligent about that. So when it comes to the leveling of Gunslinger and all that here, pretty much any weapon, but the handguns I think lag pretty hard. So, you know, because you got the pipe pistol and pistol, which really aren't very good for groups. Very slow rate of fire. Reload sucks. The Magnum is only 6 shots. Yeah, packs a punch. Reload is extremely slow. The SMG, now we're talking. Now we got a nice rate of fire and all that. The Desert Vulture, basically, when you got your sneak way up and high, you can go in and one-shot zombs. Just pop them in the head, pop them in the head, pop them in the head. So you got handgun parts eventually. Now, obviously, the pipe pistol is only pipe, wood, and glue. That's it. But I think you need the handgun parts for the Magnum if you want to make it. Usually I'm just buying it, you know, or whatever. You might find one. They're very tough to find. The SMGs and the Desert Eagle Vultures are very tough to find in the world. Usually you're crafting them or buying them. I don't think I found... I mean, in the dungeon loot you might find them, but you have to really be at a higher level. You have to have a lot of books under your belt, you know, and you have to be at a certain level. Daring Adventure will help with that, of course, like I said, and then you can start to find these and loot. But the Desert Vulture is really tough. Pretty much I've always crafted them. I think I've bought a couple from a trader because I was doing a nomad test, you know, just being nomadic. And Daring Adventurer, you're like, okay, I got a level 4 Desert Vulture, grab it, you know. Now, some of these things here don't apply to the agility. This one does, but we're going to go through these really briefly. The Night Stalker, obviously, I don't want to read all these because this is going to be a very long video, and I don't want to do that. But these are all the Night Stalkers here. You want to get all 7 to get the final 8th bonus perk. These are the books that you want. And then we've got the Magnum Enforcer, obviously, which infects the Magnum and the Desert Vulture. We've got the Ranger's Guide to Archery, Pistol Pete. Now, automatic weapons, I forgot to include this in my last couple, but this one here, if you do this mod right, where is it? Here it is. This one right here, the full auto mod, that's what the automatic weapons. I think if you mod your weapons with this, or it's the M60, but I wanted to include this because you can, I believe, you can do the SMG here, you can modify it, and you can put the full auto in there. So just keep that in mind when you're, you know, faffing about and upgrading your weapons. So now we've got the automatic weapons. Okay, Urban Combat. I included a couple of these here. We've got the Stealth Boots mod. We've got the Quiet Footwork. Avoid kicking a can at the worst moment there. This is all sneak related. Learn how to jump. And this one is sneak. When sneaking, you always land silently. This is a landmine one. Very important for just any character, but it's a part of the agility, you know, part of sneaking and stuff. And then you've got the crafting books, Knife Guy, Handgun Magazine, the Bow Hunter here. All right, for armor, it's kind of a no-brainer, but let's talk about the Covert Cats. Sneak damage, 50%. I don't know why they have this when they have all these buffs. I mean, it covers every gun and every weapon. So if you want the Covert Cats, I would say use it for a non-agility character and save your dukes for something else. All right, so we got the Assassin Hood, and we start off. Now they changed these numbers to some weird stuff here. It looks like, you know what? This is interesting. Oh, it's the sneak effectiveness. Yeah, 5, 10, 14, 18, 22, and 30. They buffed the Assassin outfit, and they kind of adjusted the zombies and how they detect you now. So the Assassin outfit is very important now and you need to really focus on crafting or buying or whatever the Assassin outfit. And then you got the sneak damage, which is really nice because, you know, it buffs what you already have with the bow. Attack speed is only effective with weapons that are under agility, nothing else. So if you're going to do the machete, the knives, all that stuff, then you definitely want this. And then, of course, we got the assassin boots, stealth, sprint noise. You definitely want this. You need it even more now. Now, I included the rogue here because we have, even though it has a loot bonus, we have a sneak effectiveness now here. And you'll notice that it's the same. So if you want to go with a light armor build, go ahead and do it at your own peril. You will be more effective sneaking because it is a light armor, less noisy. And also keep in mind that I don't go over the mods on the armor. That's kind of up to you how you want to do it. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, this thing, whatever, you got pocket mods, you got all these different things. But you can't put the fittings on here to increase or decrease the noise. But you can do stamina ones on these. So just bear that in mind that if you already have a sneak armor here, like in this case, you can't make it more sneaky. It's already built in. And then we got lockpicking speed and safe fall distance on that. So I would go with this, the assassin boots if you're doing an agility build. And then of course you become hidden faster. And on these here, you've got find more cash and dukes and loot. This is, if you want to switch, clear the POI with your assassin gear, don't go into any crates, get to the end of dungeon loot, then get your rogue, gear, then go through the POI a second time to collect all the loot. That takes a lot of time, especially when you got a horde coming up, every 7 days. So I don't know. You could go through, I don't know. It's really tough because I really want this damage here, sneak damage. Loot bonus doesn't really do anything when I'm getting killed, right? So, yeah, it depends on how you want to go about it. Oh, let's go through the mods here really quick. Let's grab a level 6 crossbow here. And we're going to modify that. And I got all the mods in here. You've got the bipedal cripple mod. So that's kind of nice to have because it'll slow the enemies down. And then you've got the polymer string mod, which you definitely want to use. I never used this, the animals one, but be aware that it's definitely nice to have if you are going to get food. Definitely install that if you remember. And then we've got the accuracy and the handling when fired from the hip. Now we got the compound crossbow. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So you got the cripple mod, the polymer string mod, the hunter mod, and only the arrow rest. So it only works with the bows, not the crossbows. And this one is approved accuracy, which is kind of nice. I always install the polymer string and the arrow rest. The cripple mod, I might have to start installing that as well as the hunter mod. Because you have 4 slots, 4 mods, might as well use it. All right, let's take a look at these here really quick. Make sure we got the mods covered. So I keep forgetting about this barrel extender. I don't really care too much about it because it says more unwieldy when fired from the hip. I don't really like that, but it does increase the range. But you cannot install, let's go with this one. This is the muzzle brake, which is reduced recoil. You cannot install the silencer with that, and you cannot install the extender. So I usually go with the muzzle brake, and then for Horde Knights, definitely. And then I go with the silencer, and you can't install that. So it's a choice between silencer and ranged, but then I'm loud, and the zombies are going to hear me. So I prefer the silencer mod. It does knock your range down instead of increase it, but I'd rather not be detected. Obviously, we're doing a sneak character here. So I go with the silencer mod. And then you can do a bipedal one and the hunter, which is kind of nice. For the Magnum here, let's modify that one. We've got the silence. Wait a minute. We can silence this stupid thing? That's not right. Nope. Got to take that out. That is silly. I never even thought to modify this with a silencer. Never. Because a Magnum is a hand cannon. It's like a shotgun. The suppressor for a shotgun is insane. You can well, it should be actually suppressor. You can't silence it. It's not like you can't hear it. There's going to be noise. And the zombies do hear you. If you have a silencer, it's actually a suppressor. So, but yeah, muzzle brake for Horde Knights if you're going to use that. And then you can do the ranged if you want for a Horde Knight too, but I'd rather do the recoil one. And then we got the handgun here. Oh yeah, now we're getting into the barrel extender or magazine extenders. We've got the trigger group and everything else, silencer and all that good stuff. Now, another thing too, notice that we can't install scopes on any of these. I don't think we can install a scope on the Desert Eagle, but we'll keep an eye on that. So for the SMG, you have a drum magazine available now and all these other mods here. And we have this one, which is for hip fire. I don't usually install these. If I have room, if I find one, I'll put it on. But let me get the rad remover. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered. I do have a rad remover on this one here. But rad removers are very important when you get to late game. Disables the regeneration ability of radiated zombies for 90 seconds. You need this for Horde Nights. And while you're going through PO, just in general, you need it. When you start seeing the greenies, get the rad remover. Now we got the Desert Eagle here. And all the same stuff applies. Oh, you can do a trigger group full auto on there. Cool. And you can do the magazine extender on that. I usually do that as well. Bipedal would be, yeah, I'm thinking the bipedal might be nice. Because, you know, when you're in a POI, I don't really care about because if you're sneaking up on a Zom and they don't detect you, cripple them would be nice if you don't get a one-shot kill with them, you know. But the trigger group, you know, you don't really need that. What you need is that. So the Desert Eagle is fine. It's going to be a slow rate of fire. So usually when I'm going into a POI and I'm just kind of looking for the zombies. Oh, there's one, pop him in the head. One hit kills. I don't need to worry about recoil. I don't need to worry about being automatic or anything like that. So I think that covers it. Now all the knives are pretty much the same here. As you can see, I've got a rad remover in this one already. We've got a chance to bleed. Very important. Not only that, but you do have, I think there is a unadvertised bleed on the machete as it is. All knives have a unadvertised bleed. It's kind of like a no-brainer if you think about it. It's a knife. It's going to slice you, right? So you've got melee damage, power attack, sneak, block, stamina cost, attacks per minute, pretty high. So now you've got the, again, the bleed. The structural brace lowers degradation. And then we have a decreased stamina, which is kind of nice. So you can put the fortify. I don't like this one. I just put it in here. I don't care for this 50% gain when your health is below 50%. If I'm getting that low, I'm running. I'm not worrying about, you know, a little bit of trickle. 1 point of health ain't going to get me nothing. Every 5 seconds, a zombie can kill me in 2, maybe even 1. We have the tempered blade. This is 15% degradation. I have the serrated. You cannot install those. Let's see. Oh, I have this durability here. I think it is. It won't let me put that on there. This is block damage degradation. Oh, the diamond tip one. Yeah, you can't install that one. I think you got to pull that one out. And then you can put the tempered in. Then you can put the diamond tip in. And then the serrated. So the diamond tip should be able to go in. Yeah, it does. So you can have bleed. Now, if you do get to the diamond, this is a super late game, the diamond blade tip, I don't think I've ever made one or used one. Usually it's like I'm perfectly fine with the structural brace mod here for 25. It would be nice to have that extra 5%, but I'm not going to sweat it. If you have diamonds from mining and you got the resources and you find the book to make this, go ahead and do it. But usually I don't even bother with it because 25% is fine. Now, I don't usually use the Burning Shaft mod because it gives up your position. If you're doing a sneak character, the last thing you want to do is alert your enemies where you are with a fire on your, in your hand. So I think that's kind of silly there. I don't know. It's a fun mod, but for Horde Night, yeah, I think that's fine. So anyway, let's call in some zombies here, and there's something I might want to adjust on this that I was thinking about. So we'll bring in, look at you, Spawn 25, Arlene's. Hey, girls. Come on up. I think what I'll do is let's get the desert. Oh, I do have the Desert Eagle here. Let's go ahead and pop that one off. Hey, girls. How you doing? There we go. Okay, so this is a fall base. Very effective. Now you can see all I gotta do is just stand right here, and they come right to me. Now, of course, this isn't a real horde night. It can be a variety of zombs. And they're gonna be running. I know that. But this is just a demonstration. They do get into destroy everything mode sometimes, because they get bound up. But look at the effectiveness of this machete. It is nuts. See, they're in destroy everything mode right now. Stop that. Oh, I leveled up. What do you know? Now, I am not perked up at all with level 6 stuff. It's a crazy amount of damage you can do. So you can sit here, pop them off. Now, I think I mentioned this is for a sledge turret. If you do want to, if you find one, go ahead and install it here. But it does block the stairway. Let me get rid of her now. I think I hear another one down there. Yep. Oh, yeah, 2. So, yeah, not having ranged kind of sucks, you know, or scoped weapon. That's why I figure, you know, if you're going to get into agility, get a sniper rifle. Go for agility and go for perception, too. Somebody's out over here. Oh, you know what it is? I have zombies on in this test playthrough here. Okay, let's go here. All right, now, let's go ahead. I want to grab this stuff here. We're going to go with level 6 stuff. Now, the armor isn't modded or anything like that. I don't really care about that right now. One thing that I want to mention here is the bandolier mod. I rarely cover that. So you want to go into your character here. It only installs into your main armor, your body armor there. And this thing is a 15% faster reload, which is really nice. You definitely want to do that. All right, I just gave myself a bunch of points. So we're going to go ahead and max this out here. I'm going to do gunslinger, archery, deep cuts, whirlwind. Then we'll do run and gun, medium armor, parkour, hidden strike from the shadows. I want to test out a fully maxed out sneaky character. We're in the daytime. This is a nice little bookstore here. There are zombies in this. Yeah, there's... Okay, that's not one. That's just a dead body. So, yeah, look, it looks like we're doing pretty good here. Very nice. Let's pull up our machete. Ah, look at that. Okay, we are in daytime. And they are going to hear me. So, now, they changed it now where there is a sneaked effectiveness on the 23 there. See, now it's green. It's yellow when they're hunting for you, green when there's no issues. And the light, you see how it's 17 right now? It doesn't even matter now, it seems, sometimes. So it is RNG now. So if we go in here, there should be a zom. Now, I am running. So look, I can get up to him pretty good. Ooh. Oh, look at that. He didn't even see me or hear me. Ooh, we got irradiated. Wow. Nice. So that was pretty good. You know, again, it's about the light more than anything else now. Now, that's the beauty of the machete. They will behead. They chop the heads off now. It is, well, they've always done it, but, you know, it's crazy good. So let's go over here. And what I like to do is get the nighttime. Oh, and I don't have all the other books, too. So keep that in mind. Or splat. So I don't have the urban books, all those other ones. So keep that in mind as I'm going through here. Even the chickens don't even know I'm here. Oh my god. Okay, let's get out of this place here. There's not many zombies in here. No, there's one. He'd go away. Let's see, there's a dog in that one. Let's find a little house. I'm going to change it to nighttime. And you know what? Maybe I'll go... Let me read these books. So we have The Edge. All right, I got all these read now. And those make a huge difference, those books. And then when you max it out, you get that final perk at the end. Holy cripes. It's a massive difference between sneaking effectively and not. I kind of know this one here. Yeah. So we can go up this way. And I'm going to change it to nighttime. Okay, we got a sleeper here. Let's get up to him. Now look at that. He woke up with maxed out sneak. He actually woke up on me. Aha, military guy. Holy cripes. Chopped his head clean off. So yeah, that light gave up my position, see? So the lighting is definitely messing with my sneak for sure. It used to be, you could just walk in these places and never have an issue. All right, now notice my sneak is 12, 11. Yep, he woke up. Now, he doesn't know. See, okay, I'm green right now. 8. And he woke up. But he doesn't know I'm here because I'm not yellow. So that's very interesting. This is Zom here. You're dead. Oh, I'm stuck on something. Now, even though I was yellow, he was still, it seemed like he didn't know where the heck I was. So let's sneak up on this guy. He woke up. No sneak damage on that one. Wow. 1 hit kills with this thing. It's insane. So yeah, the sneak has been, I would say, it's definitely been affected. Definitely. Okay, we got a zombie that is... Okay, he's coming down. Okay, so this seems to work. This is a tried and true little tactic I've used before, where I stepped out of the house, and the zombie ran somewhere else. Now look at this one. See, yellow, but he's not hunting me. And there's another one over there too, crawling. So okay, now he's aware. Chop this cranium off there. So now I'm green. So I'm still able to sneak up on him. See that? Dead. Now, yeah, see, sneak damage there. So you gotta wait to see that sneak damage message, and then you'll know that they were unaware of you. Okay, look, see, he's aware of me, but not hunting me yet. This is kind of like they added feral sense to the base game now. As an automatic, you know, like you don't... Feral sense now applies to all playthroughs. And there we go. So you just have to be a little more... You can't just go crazy. It used to be sneak would be you just walk into the building and just go pop, 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 pop. And none of the zombies detect you. Occasionally you get a zombie that goes, oh, look at this guy. He's right next to me. And you would just jump out of the room and they would lose you. Now they're more aware of you, but the sneak is still way overpowered. It is crazy overpowered still, you know. So there we go. Yeah, I wanted it. So I think we're good now on the agility. Really powerful perk to get into. Perk tree, I would say any and all character builds would benefit having a couple points in agility, of course. Because then you can get into these POIs and just wreck these damn zombs. Where's my base? So, one of the things I want to talk about before I cut it off here is if you're having trouble here, this one, let me get my blocks here. Okay, so if you're having trouble with hitting zombies, you can knock that piece out. And what these are, these blocks here will copy the rotation. These are concrete, well, you can use any material, obviously. These are concrete scaffolding ladders. So all you gotta do is go into your build menu, which is press and hold R, shape menu, and type in, I think it's ladder, but it doesn't always come up, which is very annoying. So I think scaffolding works. Yeah, here it is. So it's under basic shapes, type scaff or whatever, and that's the scaffolding ladder. Now, the reason I like the scaffolding ladder, Mr. Reach presented this, who's a really awesome guy. He's really knowledgeable of the game, and he does all kinds of crazy horde bases, really effective horde bases. And he presented the scaffolding ladder. You want to put it in sideways so the zombies can't climb up, obviously. So put it in sideways. And these right here, copy shape and rotation. These blocks are concrete pole plate corner. I did test a few cops, and it doesn't penetrate or get through. So if you want 100%, if you want 100% cop protection, then what you want to do is put these in here. So we'll go ahead and do that. And the other thing too is with throwables. Throwables should go through here. Let's test it out. Here we go. Light it, throw it. Okay, it doesn't go through. I thought not the Molotovs. Okay, so let's get a grenade. Now, I like the contact grenades, so let's see what they do. Yeah, they go through. So we'll pull the pin. It's kind of unfortunate that the contact grenade, it will, oops, oh, I forgot I was in God mode here. It will hit these right here. But you have to aim through the, obviously the bars here, so that works. Boom. There we go. Now, the other thing, too, is you can shoot. It'll hit here, obviously. So I think that this will block your shot. Yeah, this will. But the opening here, the point is that the opening, you can't shoot, obviously, through. Some blocks, I think, have kind of a barrier potentially on it, but yeah. So scaffolding and ladders and all that, you can shoot through, but just don't hit this, obviously, here. And when you're doing your melee, then, you might want to, come in, stand right here, make sure you're standing here. When they come up, don't stand here, and then you might get hit. Obviously, kind of go in, hit, move, hit, move. So that's the strategy here. But this base should be effective for many, many hordes. Okay, so I think that about covers it for agility. Like I said, really strong, very effective perk tree to go into. Definitely all the character builds you can do will be benefited by this particular one here. So next will be intelligence. I'll be looking forward to that, and that's the last one I'm going to cover. So look forward to that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.